Do you know how to identify when your dog's body is asking for help? Most owners believe that hair loss, apathy, or itching are just signs of heat or age, but in fact, they can be silent nutritional deficiencies that compromise health and reduce longevity. Golden retrievers, Labradors, German shepherds, Poodles, Bulldogs, and even the strongest mutts have specific needs for vitamins, minerals, and good fats that are rarely met by processed feeds. When the canine body no longer receives what it needs, the body responds with subtle symptoms, and the attentive owner is able to notice it before it is too late. In this video, you will learn how to recognize the early signs of nutritional deficiency and discover how to correct naturally, without artificial supplements and without exageros. From small changes and real ingredients, it is possible to restore the balance of the body, strengthen the immune system, and restore radiance, vitality, and calm to your best friend. Nature has always had the answers. Just listen to them. Your dog deserves to live longer and better. Sign up, activate the bell. Don't wait for your body to cry out for help. Start nurturing it in a living, natural, and preventative way today. Some dog breeds are born with metabolic predispositions that make certain nutritional deficiencies inevitable if the diet is exclusively industrialized. A dog's body was not made to depend only on dry food. It has evolved to metabolize live nutrients, good fats, and naturally derived minerals. When this is lacking, the body responds in silence, first in the brightness of the fur, then in the energy, and finally in the behavior. Large breed dogs, such as golden retrievers, Labradors, and Rottweilers, are classic examples of animals that suffer from chronic deficiencies in essential fatty acids, B vitamins, zinc, and vitamin E. The accelerated metabolism of these breeds requires high-quality fats, but most feeds offer only refined vegetable fat and low in omega-3s. The result appears in the texture of the fur, which loses its shine and becomes rough, in body odor, which intensifies, and in the joints, which silently inflame over the years. The fix is simple and natural. Including small amounts of salmon oil, fresh sardines, or crushed flaxseed provides the anti-inflammatory lipids that the body recognizes immediately. The addition of cooked pumpkin and natural turmeric complements the process, helping the body restore cellular balance and reduce muscle stiffness. Among German shepherds and Malinois, the most common weakness is not in the joints, but in the intestines. These breeds have high digestive sensitivity and a lower ability to absorb complex nutrients. Even a seemingly rich diet can result in deficiencies in digestive enzymes, probiotics, and minerals like zinc and magnesium. The symptoms appear discreetly: frequent gas, pasty stools, and gradual loss of lean mass. Natural adjustment starts with the introduction of safe fermented products, such as water kefir and lactose-free plain yogurt, combined with cooked vegetables like pumpkin or sweet potatoes, which stabilize the gut flora and improve protein digestion. In more active dogs, small portions of beef liver offer iron and fat-soluble vitamins that strengthen immunity. In small, long-haired breeds such as Poodles, Shih Tzu, and Lhasa Apso, the most visible deficiency is zinc, biotin, and B vitamins. The imbalance begins when the body stops producing keratin efficiently, and this happens due to a lack of mineral cofactors. Natural correction restores vitality in a few days. Pasteurized egg yolk, small portions of chicken liver, and extra virgin coconut oil are direct sources of these nutrients. Adding a spoonful of hydrated chia seeds complements the biotin and helps restore the coat's natural shine. English and French bulldogs and pugs, meanwhile, carry an inherited vulnerability. Excess moisture between the folds of the skin creates the perfect environment for fungi and bacteria, especially when vitamin A, zinc, and omega-3 are lacking. These deficiencies alter the skin barrier and reduce the local immune response. The tutor notices the problem by the strong odor, the constant eye discharge, and the wounds that do not heal. The replacement needs to be natural and gradual. Fresh sardines, beef liver, and grated carrots are enough to restore the skin to its protective function. The balance of good fat and antioxidants restores the natural resistance of epithelial cells and reduces the risk of relapsing dermatitis. In working in cold climate breeds, such as Border Collies and Siberian Huskies, the challenge is different. The constant loss of energy and high physical exertion generate a deficiency of iron, calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin D. The consequence is a combination of muscle fatigue, tremors, irritability, and a drop in performance. The correct way to replace it is to use what nature offers in its most bioavailable form: supervised raw fleshy bones, small doses of fish oil, and controlled sun exposure. The addition of mashed bananas and kale helps balance potassium and magnesium, improving muscle tone and post-exertion recovery. Even mixed-breed dogs, known for their genetic resistance, are not exempt from deficiencies. Industrial food with low protein content causes gradual loss of muscle mass, excessive sleep, and apathy. The body tries to compensate, but without quality protein and bioavailable minerals, metabolism slows down. The correction is straightforward: Cooked lean meat, pasteurized eggs, and fresh vegetables restore strength and vitality. These simple foods, combined in small daily amounts, make the body recognize again the language of real nutrition, the one that comes from nature and not from a package. Canine health depends on a dynamic balance between good fat, true protein, live fiber, and organic minerals. When one of these elements is missing, the body warns. The secret is to observe and correct based on signs. Fur, odor, energy, and behavior are always the first messengers of lack. To correct naturally is to give back to the dog what he lost with the industrialization of food, the power of living nutrition. The most dangerous deficiencies are not those that appear on the skin, but those that accumulate in the silence of metabolism. The dog's body tries to maintain balance while it can, but when the internal supply of minerals and vitamins is depleted, vital functions begin to go into emergency mode. It is at this point that the tutor begins to notice signs that seem small, but indicate deep flaws in cellular nutrition. Zinc is the first mineral to fall into deficiency in industrialized diets. It is responsible for skin regeneration, strengthening the immune system, and healing. When missing, the dog begins to lick its paws repeatedly, bite the base of the tail, and have wounds that do not close. The fur becomes brittle and dull. This deficiency is reversed with live and bioavailable foods. Beef liver, lamb meat, and small portions of crushed pumpkin seeds replace natural zinc quickly and efficiently. Iron, essential for transporting oxygen, is another nutrient that is easily lost. The deficiency causes a pale tongue, short breathing, and tiredness after short walks. Females and elderly dogs are the most affected, as they lose iron in cycles and have lower intestinal absorption. Cooked liver, egg yolk, and grated beets help in replenishment, but it is iron of animal origin that has the best absorption. Therefore, small weekly portions of organs are essential to maintain hematological balance. Calcium and phosphorus work in partnership within the canine body. When there is an excess of phosphorus and a lack of calcium, joints weaken and bones become fragile. This condition is common in large breed dogs and in puppies that grow too fast with low-quality feed. Natural correction depends on balanced sources. Raw, fleshy bones, well-crushed eggshell flour, and controlled sun exposure keep the skeleton strong and functional. Magnesium and potassium control muscle impulses and cellular energy. When they are missing, the dog becomes restless, anxious, and has tremors in the paws. The body tries to compensate for the loss with excessive sleep, but fatigue continues. Ripe bananas, spinach, pumpkin, and small doses of natural coconut water help restore electrolyte balance and improve neuromuscular conduction. Fat-soluble vitamins, A, D, E, and K, are also often neglected. All depend on natural fat to be absorbed. When the diet is composed of refined vegetable fat, the body cannot activate these nutrients. Vitamin A is vital for vision and immunity. Its lack causes dry eyes and skin irritations. Liver and grated carrots are the safest sources. Vitamin D, in turn, binds calcium to the bones and keeps the muscle structure firm. Dogs that live indoors rarely produce enough and end up developing weakness and brittle nails. Salmon oil and fresh sardines, combined with brief sunbathing, restore vitality and strength. Vitamin E is the main shield against premature aging. It neutralizes free radicals, reduces joint inflammation, and protects muscles. When absent, the dog ages too quickly, loses energy, and shows stiffness when standing up. Wheat germ oil and sunflower seeds are rich and natural sources. Vitamin K, on the other hand, is essential for coagulation and for the liver. Its lack causes small bleeding and reddened gums. Leafy greens like kale and broccoli, cooked in small portions, provide much-needed balance. Among water-soluble vitamins, the B complex is the engine of metabolism. It supports the nervous system, emotional balance, and daily energy. B complex deficient dogs become irritable, anxious, with compulsive licking and apathy. Liver, lean meat, and egg yolk are direct and complete sources. Nutritional yeast, in microdoses, is also excellent for replenishing these vitamins. Vitamin C, even though it is produced naturally by the dog's body, falls in situations of stress, excessive heat, or infections. When this occurs, the body loses its ability to regenerate quickly. Inflamed gums, wounds that take time to heal, and frequent colds are the first signs. The fix is simple: raw red peppers, lightly cooked broccoli, or drops of lemon in water from time to time are enough to stabilize internal production and strengthen cell defense. The canine body functions as an ecosystem. When one vitamin is missing, another is no longer activated. When one mineral is in excess, another is blocked. The secret of natural correction lies in offering varied and fresh foods in small daily quantities. Each meal becomes a biological reinforcement that the body recognizes as natural, without the additives and preservatives that confuse metabolism. Chronic neediness starts out invisible, but the body always speaks. The gaze loses its shine, the rhythm of sleep changes, and behavior becomes unstable. Each little signal is a biochemical message that indicates what is missing. Observing, adjusting, and nourishing with real elements is the way to prevent diseases and prolong life in a simple way, without depending on artificial supplements. The body speaks before the examination reveals any abnormalities. A dog with nutritional deficiency does not only show physical signs, behavior changes subtly, and those who observe carefully can notice the imbalance weeks before it turns into a disease. Each attitude, each look, each change in the daily rhythm is a response of the organism trying to compensate for what is missing. Apathy is the first silent symptom. When the dog isolates itself, sleeps more than usual, and loses interest in activities that previously aroused enthusiasm, there is a deficit of cellular energy caused by a lack of B vitamins, iron, or magnesium. The body can't produce enough ATP, and the brain slows down the metabolic rate. The natural correction begins with the restoration of the food base. Lean red meat, beef liver, egg yolk, and small portions of ripe banana restore vitality, balance the nervous system, and stimulate appetite in a natural way. Constant irritability is also a nutritional marker. Dogs that growl for no reason, are restless, or have unpredictable outbursts of behavior often suffer from an imbalance between calcium, magnesium, and potassium. These minerals control nerve transmission and muscle tone. When they are missing, the electrical impulses become irregular and the brain goes into alert mode. A simple correction with cooked vegetables, small portions of leafy greens, and natural coconut water reestablishes neurological conduction and reduces tension. Separation anxiety, so common in small and sensitive breeds, often has a metabolic origin. Tryptophan and vitamin B6 deficiency impairs the natural production of serotonin. The result is a constant state of alert and insecurity. The introduction of pasteurized eggs, cooked oats, and lean white meat stimulates the serotonergic axis in a natural and stable way, reducing stress peaks without the need for medication. Compulsive behaviors, such as licking the floor, chasing one's tail, or chewing on objects repetitively, are linked to combined deficits of zinc, iron, and essential fatty acids. These deficiencies alter the neuronal structure and dopaminergic metabolism. The replacement occurs with foods rich in good fats and minerals that are easily absorbed. Fresh sardines, liver, and crushed seeds. In a few days, the nervous system returns to balance and behavior stabilizes. Body posture also reveals a lot. A dog that walks with its head down and avoids climbing steps is not only tired, he feels joint discomfort. A lack of vitamin E and omega-3 fatty acids reduces joint lubrication and causes chronic inflammation. The fix calls for natural anti-inflammatory sources like salmon oil, curcumin, and cooked pumpkin. These elements restore synovial fluid and restore lightness to movements. Tremors in the paws, especially when waking up, indicate magnesium and potassium deficiency. The body tries to conserve energy, and the muscles go into early fatigue. Small portions of ripe avocado, under supervision, or finely chopped kale help correct the imbalance and stabilize nerve conduction. The texture of the fur is a mirror of the internal biochemistry. When the body does not receive enough amino acids and fats, the keratin structure weakens. The hair loses shine, breaks easily, and falls out in excess. The best sources of reconstruction are natural and simple: eggs, cold water fish, liver, and flaxseed oil. Over time, the body recognizes these molecules and returns to producing structural proteins efficiently. Behavioral observation is the most powerful tool of the tutor. The dog does not speak, but demonstrates what he feels through breathing, posture, and disposition. A tired look, a hesitant walk, or a sudden change in sleep pattern are early warnings that can prevent serious illnesses. Each symptom is a warning that the body needs adjustment. A dog's emotional and physical balance is supported by microelements. When the diet is lively, varied, and composed of real foods, the brain produces serotonin and dopamine in the right measure. The nervous system works in synchrony, and behavior becomes stable. Natural correction is more than a nutritional method. It is a way of returning to the body the chemical environment it has recognized since birth, the balance between nature, instinct, and real food. Prevention of deficiencies begins long before the symptom. No dog gets sick overnight. The process is slow, accumulative, and silent. The secret is to understand that the body does not need large amounts of anything, but constancy, variety, and balance. When the body receives live nutrients every day, even in small portions, the immune system remains alert and the metabolism works with precision. The basis of all natural correction is fresh food. The continuous use of ultra-processed foods overloads the liver and kidneys, reduces the absorption of vitamins, and alters intestinal pH. Gradual replacement with living natural foods restores to the body the biochemical rhythm it has lost. Lean meats, cold water fish, pasteurized eggs, and vegetables cooked at low temperature form the tripod that sustains a functional diet. These sources maintain muscle integrity, protect the nervous system, and feed the gut microbiome, the true defense center of the canine body. Food rotation is a fundamental principle. Providing the same ingredients over and over again leads to metabolic monotony and limits the nutrient spectrum. Weekly variation between different proteins and vegetables amplifies the immune response and improves digestion. The dog's body was made to recognize diversity, not repetition. The tutor who alternates meat sources, includes small portions of safe fruits, and adjusts the amount of fat according to energy. Expenditure ensures longevity and natural endurance without depending on artificial supplements. Prevention is also an observation. The attentive tutor notices before any exam when something is out of balance. A duller look, altered breath, subtle changes in body odor, or energy swings indicate that the body is asking for adjustment. Observing sleep rhythm, stool pattern, and behavior after meals is the same as reading a daily biological report. Nature shows everything the body feels. You just have to learn how to translate the signals. Age is another determining factor. Puppies need higher proportions of protein and fat to sustain growth. Adult dogs require energy balance and muscle maintenance. The elderly, on the other hand, demand digestibility and antioxidant support. At each stage, the focus changes, but the principle is the same. The more natural and bioavailable the food, the more the body absorbs and the less metabolic waste is accumulated. A clean organism works efficiently and ages slowly. Size also interferes. Small breeds have a fast metabolism and lose energy easily. They need good fats and minerals in constant microdosing. Large, fast-growing breeds need balanced calcium and phosphorus to avoid joint overload. Working breeds, such as shepherds and huskies, require regular sources of iron and omega-3 to sustain physical performance. In all cases, nature provides what is necessary. Just respect the profile and rhythm of each body. Hydration is the invisible line that connects all systems. A well-hydrated dog metabolizes nutrients more efficiently, eliminates toxins, and keeps the blood oxygenated. The water should always be fresh and filtered, but the tutor can supplement it with foods rich in moisture, such as cucumber, watermelon, and pumpkin. In natural diets, the water contained in food represents up to half of daily hydration. The environment directly influences nutritional status. Dogs that live in warm places need electrolyte replacement, while those that live in cold regions need extra calories to maintain their body temperature. The weather, activity level, and daily stress alter metabolic needs. Prevention lies in adjusting the diet according to the context and not following a fixed pattern. A moving body needs constant adaptation. Natural balance does not depend on ready-made formulas, but on attention and consistency. The owner who observes, varies, and nourishes with real foods transforms the dog's routine into a cycle of vitality. Each meal becomes a tool for healing and prevention. The shine of the fur, the firmness of the muscles, the calmness of the gaze, and the stable behavior are direct responses of a body that has returned to function as it should. Prevention is understanding that food is not just fuel, but communication between organism and nature. When the owner respects this language, the canine body adjusts itself. The immune system is strengthened and time seems to slow down. Taking care of nutrition in a natural way is more than feeding. It is prolonging life with quality, energy, and lucidity. It is giving the dog back the chance to live as it was designed, healthy, balanced, and in harmony with the essence of the earth that sustains it. Sign up, activate the bell, and find out in the next video how to set up the ideal natural menu for each breed and age. Don't wait for his body to cry for help.